Sensational.
Comment and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe.
I feel like the vagina is a lot like a university. You got to be accepted. And much like university, easier to get in if you have a lot of money. You're like, well, how'd that guy get in? He doesn't have any money. Well, he's an athlete.
Here's 5 stats that prove Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Number 1, only 4 times in NBA history have we seen a player win the MVP scoring title, be first team All-NBA, first team All-Defense, plus win the championship and be finals MVP all in the same season. All 4 times, it was Michael Jordan who did it. Number 2, since the 1960s, there's only been one player to score 3,000 points in a single season. It was MJ in 1987, and he did it by averaging over 37 and playing all 82 games. That season, he only made 12 total three-pointers. Compare that to when Harden scored 36 points per game in 2019 and scored 2,800 points. He made nearly 400 three-pointers that year. Number 3, since MJ started his NBA career almost 40 years ago, we've only seen someone average at least 40 points in a playoff series 5 times. All 5 of those were Jordan. Averaged 41 in the 93 finals against Phoenix, 43 in the 1990 Eastern Conference Finals against Philly, 44 back in 86 in the first round against Boston, 45 against Miami in the first round of 1992, and 45.2 against the Cavs in the first round of 89. Number 4, from November 1990 to June of 98 when MJ retired from the Bulls. In that span of 2,777 days, he never lost 3 games in a row. Number 5, when Jordan was Defensive Player of the Year in 88, he averaged 35 points. Nobody else in NBA history has done that, even averaging 30. And for more, drop a follow.
We all want to be like Mike, but what LeBron has been able to do and how he can control a game, and like this shit's grueling. Like, going to the finals year after year after year. Bron went 8 or 9 straight.
9 straight.
Like, MJ took a break and right in the heat of that shit. Bron ain't taking no break. You know what he did? Went again and again and again and again.
With different guys every time.
And again. So, for me, that's why it's Bron over MJ for me. And on top of that, the talent nowadays is way better. And I'm sure one of the old is gonna say, you out of your mind, and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. The talent is way better.
It's crazy, Bron's still up there, man. So
still doing it, still doing it.
1 or 2, 3, you know.
Year
best
20.
in the league. It's crazy.
It's year 20.
20 is crazy.
He's still at the top of the discussion in year 20.
We're all gonna miss him. You know, I played against MJ, but I was sad when he left. But man, I'm gonna be sad when Bron goes, because I just love watching dude play. He's so fun to watch. You know, whether it's his scoring, his passing, just how he creates an environment around his team that it just looks fun to be a part of.
Right. I mean, you have to go LeBron. The reason, just why. He's played 19 years. His stats is incredible.
When LeBron went to the finals in 07 against the Spurs with kind of like a very weak team, Eric Snow was the starting point guard. Jordan really had to get Pippen to get over the Pistons hump.
He had to get a lot of people to get over the Pistons hump. But like LeBron, when I first started guarding LeBron, I didn't really know what he was going to do. And he was quite successful, but it was still like, you know, it wasn't as predictable, which made it a little harder. But Jordan, I knew exactly what he going to do. And then Kobe was pretty difficult too. I mean, those guys are. But if I had to give it to one, I would probably say Jordan. And maybe tied with LeBron and Kobe.
LeBron James just came in from high school and said, boom, 7 straight finals. You do not go to the NBA finals in all league at age 22 and say, I'm here with, you know, Boobie Gibson and, you know, Danielle Marshall and the coach. But you just don't do that in our league.
Paint cans, squeegees, and a nail file. That's what he took to the final.
Michael Jordan is 6-0. No debating that, no arguing that, and there's nothing to argue. But it's hard for me to say that any of the teams that he beat in the finals were better than the Kevin Durant, Steph Curry-led Warriors team. There was one Hall of Famer on that Knicks. There were one Hall of Famer on those Heat teams. There were 2 Hall of Famers on the Indiana Pacers, where LeBron is trying to beat the big three Celtics. He tried to beat 4 with the Spurs in 14. He tried to beat 4 in 17, 18 with Golden State.
MJ didn't beat the greatest team ever assembled, nor did he run up against the greatest team ever assembled every year.
LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Look, I'm going to go with Bron. One, because that's my guy. He's given me many assists and many open shots. A lot of those pocket passes, pick and roll to the basket. So I'm going to go with my guy. I know what he brings to the table. We know what MJ brings as well. But just as far as like being a teammate, you know, having fun, going out there on the court, distributing the ball.
Michael Jordan is like the end-all be-all. Like, he's the best player I've ever seen. I believe he's the best player I'll ever see. I believe he'll be the best player a million years from now. I really believe that. I believe he is the best ever. Michael Jordan is so good that when somebody else is the top of the top, the great in their sport, they'll say, David Beckham is the Michael Jordan of soccer.
Michael is the greatest player ever. You know, Michael's been injured one time. He never asked to sit out. He never asked for anything, but only he asked for respect and money. If Michael played in this era, he'll average 50. He'll average 50 points. LeBron's a great talent, no doubt. He's probably one of the top 3 players ever played. But Michael's right there. I don't know why you guys discuss the GOAT. Why you discuss the GOAT?
I agree. And Phil Jackson said this when he was promoting his book years ago. If Mike played today, he would average 45 in his prime.
Easy.
You believe that?
If Michael played today, he'd probably average almost 50 a game. I mean, he really would, because you wouldn't be able to touch him on the perimeter, so he'd be shooting a ton of free throws.
Yeah, so when everybody does this like Michael LeBron comparison, it's like you almost can't, it's not the same game.
It's not the same game. I would have loved to see LeBron play in the 90s, in the early 90s, late 80s.
Well, he would have been a baby.
Does LeBron have to do something, or can he do something where you would go, now I would look at him as the best player?
No, I think he's certainly the top 5 of all time. For me, it's MJ all day long, only because how I played against him, and you know, MJ just had everything, you know, from mid-range to 3-point to post-up game, and he could score and dominate in each position. LeBron is dominant. LeBron could do so many things on the floor. And
do you think LeBron's a better all-around player than Jordan?
It's hard. That's hard to say, because you know, LeBron is probably one of the best passers, you know, that the league has seen. MJ is probably the weakest part of his game. You know, he didn't pass a lot. At the same time, you know, MJ didn't have any other weaknesses in his game.
Let's not take anything away from LeBron James, because LeBron James is one of the all-time greatest that's ever played the game. LeBron James, to me, when you think about all-around basketball player, he probably is the best of all time, right? All-around basketball player. But when you want to say who's the greatest ever, it's still Michael Jordan. Now, LeBron James' chapter is not closed yet, right? He still has some basketball to play. So maybe he has a chance to catch him later on if he can get some more championships under his belt. But at the end of the day, they're both great, and they played the game the right way. They made their teammates better. They won championships, and thank God for LeBron, because right now, that's what we're watching. We're watching LeBron James. This is his time. This is his era, and he's dominating this era and in his time.
What are your thoughts as to whether or not he ever has the chance to eclipse MJ as the greatest ever?
It's tough to do, and I've heard a lot of players say he's in his own lane, and he's a player that we have not seen before, because he can do a lot of things. I think he has goals in mind, what he wants to accomplish, and it's clear that he wants to be the greatest. You know, when he's saying, you know, I want to play so many years, like I'm saying, I want to play as long as I can. He wants to be the greatest. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, those are the people that we throw around. He wants to be there. So I think now he's striving for that, and he's asserting himself more offensively, which I think he's needed. You've said that a long time ago. It's like, yeah, you're a great player, but if you want to be the best, do it on both sides.
I'm going to give you one last chance to stop being so blasphemous, Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Craig.
Bye, Felicia.
the best you can be. Love your family, love your friends, spread love, not violence, not this virus. As always, peace.